Hey everyone, what's up? It's your girl, the Venusian Bull, and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, welcome. Hello. Thank you for joining me. I'm so excited because in this series of videos, we are going to be discussing planets in the 11th house. Okay, it's about to get futuristic up in here. All right, we about to be in the future in this bitch. Okay. You know how it is, you know how we do. We're going to do a little introduction video, little cute intro, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to break down the planets in the 11th house one by one, okay? So remember to like, comment, and subscribe, share, and tell a friend, tell many friends, tell a whole goddamn organization, okay? Because this is the 11th house we're talking about here, all right? Just a little bit of background on the 11th house and kind of the general characteristics. You know, the 11th house is akin to Aquarius. The 11th house is it's very revolutionary. It's very innovative. It's very eclectic kind of energy. It also has to deal with hopes and wishes and dreams, as well as, you know, large groups and organizations and like being a humanitarian and things of that nature. So it's kind of like a wide array of things. And when I go through each of the planets, you'll see some distinct things that I may discuss that I may not discuss in other videos because it'll be, you know, specific to that planet.
All right, so a couple more quick hits on the 11th house. So the 11th house also represents the LGBTQIA community. I think I covered all of the letters in that alphabet. So yes, it represents the LGBTQ plus community. And whether you are a part of this community, whether you're an advocate for this community, whether you have friends that are in this community, or whether you just interact on a regular basis with people in the LGBTQ community, that can be found in the 11th house, that kind of information. And also, this is the house of friends, okay? What about your friends? Will they stand their ground? Will they let you down again? So this is all about friends. So throughout me discussing the planets in the 11th house, and I know that singing was bad, y'all. But anyway, throughout me discussing the planets in the 11th house, I'm also going to discuss what that planet means in terms of how you are as a friend as well. So this is another relationship house, like the 7th house and like the 8th house, but it kind of deals with relationships on a large scale. You know, this is about the collective. It's not about individual relationships or romantic relationships. It's about, you know, your friendships, your platonic, you know, relationships and things like that. And also, you know, any types of, you know, organizations and groups that you may be involved in with like-minded people. So, you know, I just had to get that tidbit in there. You know, I got to be thorough. Okay. Bitch, got to be thorough up in this piece. All right. So, yeah, so I just had to get that in. So stay tuned for more.
And of course, as a disclaimer, I let y'all know that I can be quite literal in these videos. Yes, I'm literal on purpose because I make my videos not only for the people who are experienced in astrology, which the 11th house also represents, but also for the newbies that are coming in. So I want to, you know, make sure that they understand. So sometimes I can be overly literal. However, if you have placements in this particular house, just know that depending on what sign is on the 11th house cusp, what aspects other planets are making to this planet and things like that, it can definitely modify this energy, okay? So take this with a grain of salt. Okay, so these are the general characteristics that I'm going to be discussing as it pertains to the 11th house. I think I covered most of the things. It's not like a whole bunch of stuff, but y'all know how it is when I get into these videos. I start yapping, and a video I thought that was going to be 5 minutes turns into 25. So I'm not even going to say necessarily that these will be shorter videos, but we may be shorter. Also, you know, the 11th house is dealing with everything in the abstract, technology, social media, you know, forward thinking, progressivism, you know, all of that is very much 11th house energy, okay? So without any further ado, we just going to get to it. We just going to get in it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to zoom to the future. Like, all right, I'll see you in 2025. Bye. Hey, what's up, y'all? I am back with another video. All right, so we are going to be discussing Mercury in the 11th house, okay? I'm actually really excited about this one. And before I begin, I know you guys noticed something a little bit different. I got my glasses back on, and that's for two reasons. One of the reasons is because, this is Mercury in the 11th house. This is very studious. Some say they're known to be the smartest in the land, in the universe, you know what I'm saying, out of all humankind. But the other reason is because allergies have been kicking my ass, and ain't nobody got time to be putting contacts in my eye. Like, I just don't feel like touching my eyeball, okay, with allergies. So you're getting glasses, you're getting studious Venusian right now, okay? All right, so having Mercury in the 11th house is similar to having Mercury in Aquarius or having Gemini or Virgo on the 11th house cusp, okay? So with Mercury in the 11th house, as I mentioned before, this is a very intelligent being. This is a very intelligent human. Did I neglect to mention how much people who have 11th house energy and Aquarius energy like to refer to themselves as humans as opposed to male or female or black or white or any other type of, or gay or straight or any other type of label? We're all humans. We're all beings. Okay, that's what it is. But yes, Mercury in the 11th house people can be very intelligent, very smart. Mercury is actually exalted in Aquarius. So with your Mercury being in the 11th house, it just kind of heightens that intellectual ability, which then also heightens your ability to pick up on technology and math and sciences and different quirks and different things that are going on in the world and advancements in technology and things of that nature. Also, this is a great placement for doing anything that involves the internet or social media. Like, honestly, like, really, if you have any placements in the 11th house and you're not doing anything with social media, like, I don't know, like, what's wrong with you? But especially Mercury in the 11th house, it's really, really advantageous for you to really get into that social media bag. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get the followers, you're going to get the audience, and you have great content to deliver. So yes, social media is absolutely perfect for someone with this placement. You have all of the cool ideas, you have all of the interesting things that you want to say. You're very opinionated, child. You got something to say and an opinion about everybody and they mama, okay? And you usually have done the research to back it up. So like nobody can really come at you sideways and, give you a rebuttal because you just like literally have all of the facts and they're stated like this. You know what I'm saying? Mercury in the 11th house also, their way of communicating is very abstract. It's very much geared to the people who are smart like me, the people who are weird like me, the people who are quirky like me. And if you're just not like me, then you're just not gonna get it. So you gotta get like me. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the energy of Mercury in the 11th house. I know, like they think they're the smartest in the world. Like, it's just the way they operate. But yeah, so if you are someone who kind of operates on a more simplistic plane, or you want things to be more direct and things like that, watching someone who's a YouTuber with Mercury in the 11th house, because I know they exist somewhere, is going to be kind of difficult for you because they're going to be doing all of like the roundabout things. Like, I'm going to kind of go around this and around that. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of got to really pay attention to read between the lines. Very, dry humor, sarcastic humor, especially if you do have Mercury in Aquarius or even like Mercury in Capricorn in the 11th house or something like that. This is very, dry humor. This is very much like if you're not on the same wavelength, you know, Aquarius and 11th house, they do deal with waves. We come in waves. We come in waves. That Normani song, whatever happened to her? Big ups to Normani. Anyway, but yeah, it's like you got to be on the same wavelength, like the same magnetic field. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really important when it comes to that. Another part of the communication style, be very mindful when you have Mercury in the 11th house, because whenever there's Mercury retrograde, which is about to happen right now, but it's, well, I don't know if it's happening in your 11th house. You have to look at your chart. But if Mercury happens to be retrograde in your 11th house, you need to pay attention to your electronics. You need to make sure they're all working properly. You need to make sure that your social media accounts aren't getting hacked. Maybe you need to update your passwords and things of that nature. You know, you need to be on top of those things. Make sure nobody's hacking, you know, your bank accounts, because, you know, everything is online. Everything is on your phone. Everything is mobile. Everything is on a device. You know, do people get paper anything these days? I mean, the mail still comes, so, you know, it's still a need for it. But I'm just saying, the internet is just so massive that it has really changed the way that we receive information. And Mercury has to deal with, you know, receiving information and giving information. And sometimes, depending on what other, you know, planets you have in the 11th house or what aspects Mercury is making, it could, you know, it could affect that negatively a little bit. But for the most part, it's to your advantage, because it makes you really good with computers and devices and cell phones and tablets and gadgets and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, you know what I'm saying? It just makes you really up to speed on these types of things. And another great thing about Mercury in the 11th house is your ability to develop friends. You know, you're very much about the masses. You are about the collective. Mercury in the 11th house is going to have a lot of friends. These friends are going to feel like your sisters, going to feel like your brothers. You know, Mercury also represents siblings. So you could genuinely consider your siblings like your best friend. A lot of people do consider, you know, family members like cousins and things like that to be their best friend. Again, I do apologize if there is a glare because of the glasses. You know, a bitch can't see without them or my contacts. So back to the program. But yeah, Mercury in the 11th house is usually going to have a lot of friends. People really like talking to Mercury in the 11th house. They always have something interesting to say. Never a dull moment, okay? Never a dull moment. Actually, you could really be sitting there listening to a Mercury in the 11th house person speak and be like, okay, cool, that is interesting. Yes, okay. And then all of a sudden you're like, I'm sorry, come again? What the fuck are they talking about? So it could be all over the place, you know, and that just kind of adds to their weird, kind of quirky, must be different, must think differently, must respond differently, must have a different perspective. I like to say that Mercury in the 11th house, sometimes low key, y'all like to just be different just for the sake of being different. There's not really a reason, or have a different perspective or a different outlook on things. And sometimes it's often not the popular opinion, you know. You may be someone who does a lot of those unpopular opinion YouTube videos and stuff, but sometimes it's an unpopular opinion that's girl, no, nobody else agrees with that. I mean, somebody does, but it's do you actually believe this, or did you just want to be different for the sake of being different? Think about that, Mercury in the 11th house. Are you genuinely unique and interesting and different, or do you sometimes just want to say and communicate things that are, you know, off the wall, or that are, you know, too abstract on purpose just to seem different, even though you may actually agree with the masses, but you don't want people to think you're normal, you know, because 11th house energy, y'all are not normal. Y'all are aliens, you know, from another planet. You know what I'm saying? Even though you love all the humans, You believe that you are aliens, you are of a higher being, and you are of a higher purpose, which is why, you guys are so much smarter and, so much more evolved and progressive than the rest of us. And, you're already thinking in the year 2040. So, like, I get it. But at the same time, if there's a good point to be made and you agree with it, then why rebut it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why have a different outlook just cuz? I'm just saying, just cuz. Anyway, Mercury in the 11th house is also always talking about a cause, talking about some type of, activism work, or some type of cause that they're really passionate about, and emphasis on the word talking and communicating this information. Social media, okay? These are the people on social media that are always sending the, the activist links, and the Black Lives Matter, and Palestinian Lives Matter, and LGBTQ rights matter. And they have all of the information about, where you can find XYZ, where you can get in contact with people, where you can go to the protests. I mean, they're just really great at communicating that type of information. So if you are interested in those types of things, find yourself somebody with Mercury in the 11th house, because they'll hook you up and, get you to all of the protests. And, it was just the anniversary of, the George Floyd murder. I didn't really want to bring this, to a somber feeling. So, we're going to have a moment of silence. But yes, my Mercury in 11th house people, you be on that activism ship, and we appreciate you for that. Another thing about Mercury in the 11th house, I mentioned that Mercury in the 11th house, their communication style can be kind of abstract, but it can also be kind of like brash, like very know-it-all. And, they could have like definite potty mouth. You know what I'm saying? They can cuss you out in the most intellectually stimulating way by using like all of their vocabulary words and all of that type of stuff. And, I'm not going to spout off vocabulary words because I can't think of any right now, but don't get it twisted. They will say a shit, motherfucker, shit, fuck in a second. Okay. And they will have the potty mouth, and they can be kind of obnoxious with their communication. And especially for like men or something like that, they can come off a little bit perverted. And it's that awkward thing. It's that socially kind of awkward kind of energy that Mercury in the 11th house is giving. Because you have to remember that Mercury is also like nervous energy as well. So sometimes in the 11th house, it's very smart and intelligent, but when it comes to like common sense, sometimes they just be like aloof. Like, did you fill up the gas tank? Did you feed the dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can solve Einstein's theory of relativity, but you cannot take out the trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is Mercury in the 11th house. This is 11th house energy in general. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to make that clear. But other than that, these are really interesting people to be around. You're going to learn a hell of a lot. This is like a great friend. You're going to learn so much from this friend. This is somebody who, just really likes teaching people things. And, they don't really like learning, remember, because they know it all. But they really like communicating their ideas and their opinions. And they really like teaching people things. And if they're not too much on the like kind of dark manifestation of it, you know what I'm saying, where they have to be too overbearing and too, in your face with their abstractness and all of that, it could be a very, very nice conversation. If you like intellectually stimulating people, Mercury in the 11th house is for you. Like I said before, not a dull moment, not a boring person, okay? All right, so that is it for Mercury in the 11th house. Thank you so much for watching once again. And if you happen to have this placement and any of this information resonated with you, I would like for you to sound off in the comments, as you always do. You guys are great. I love to see all of the comments. I read them all, so thank you so much. Remember to like, comment, share. Remember, tell a friend, tell all of the friends. What about your friends, girl? All right, so make sure y'all do that. And I will see you in the next one.
Little added something. I pray that this Mercury in the 11th house video is blessed by the YouTube algorithm, because Mercury in the 11th house, dealing with social media and the internet, it's bound to get waves of views, waves of engagement, and waves of subscribers. So come on, YouTube algorithm, come through. Mercury in the 11th, Mercury in Aquarius, we putting that shit into the universe as a good 11th house person would. Thank you.